Okay, good morning. Yeah, so please confirm once if my screen is visible or not.
Yes, it's visible.
Yeah. So I hope you have practiced yesterday. Hello. I hope you have practiced
Yes.
whatever we learned about yesterday. Have you practiced?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I.
So today let's just create a new files and then we'll start. Okay. Yeah. So today we are going to see about the links. Okay. We saw about fonts. We'll cover icons also. Okay, let's cover these icons. So sometimes what happens now? We want to add some different icons. Okay, so there's one very good website for this, which is this Font Awesome. Okay, so if you type Font Awesome, this is the first website which will come. Okay, and in here you can get a lot of icons. Okay, so mostly, if I give up example about icons, then there is this close button or sign in button. Like these way I have like. So if I write here exit, yeah. So you can see these icons. Okay, for exit. Let's say I want just this X mark. Okay, simple X mark. Now what you have to do? You have to simply copy this. Okay, and you have to just copy this in the HTML. Okay, that's all you have to do to copy these icons. Okay, so you can explore about this one. Okay, so here,
Okay, sure.
so here if means if you are using any React or anything else, then also you can get the codes. So here simply you need to explore what kind of signs you want, that you can explore. Okay, so this is a very good website for adding icons. Now let's talk about links. Okay, we talked about links previously also, but here let's go and see one example. Give me a minute. So here let's give one heading. Let's take three. Okay. And now in the anchor tag, I'm simply giving home. Now if I open with live server, we'll see it. So every day we are going to do these things only, like creating all these links, creating these files, HTML file, CSS file, all these things. Okay. So yeah, you can see that this is one link. Now here let's give href something. Yeah, so it is looking like a link. Okay. Now if you click, it will go in the home, but we are not having any home page. Okay. So for now, let's keep it like this. Now we have one i1.css file. So let's link it. Okay. So now if you see, give me a minute, I'll just show you what we have just done. See, here for the simple link means just don't see what is this link visited. Just see these stylings. Okay. So some background color I have given, some normal color, then padding I have given, text align center, text decoration none, because we yesterday saw that whenever I talk about links, then mostly we give this text decoration none, because we don't want this underline part. And also here display we have given inline block. So if I remove this, then also for now you won't see any difference. Okay, so just leave about it because we have not seen about it for now. Now, let me change this color to quite dark. Okay, yes. Now see, we have here four options. Okay, whenever we talk about any link, we have four options. First of all is unvisited link, means the link which is getting displayed. So for that, if you want to specify the CSS, there are four things, means four stages of a link. First is unvisited link, means it is just there. First, then there is some visited link. So let's say, let me just copy. So here you can see there are two links. Now, um, for this a visited, let me give some background color. Okay, let's give it black. Now see, why, let me just refresh it. I'll just open it again. Okay. Yeah. So I was talking about the four stages. So first is the unvisited link. Means it is not yet visited. We have not gone on it, never clicked on it. Okay. Second is visited link, that we have visited it. Third is our hover. Means hover means if I just hover over it, see, can you see the difference in the color? Means just a mouse click over. Even though we are not clicking, we are just dragging our mouse over it. And there is the active, means which is selected. Okay, so that we are going to see here. See, so we have clicked on this home button. Okay, for now. So that's why it is showing us this color, because A visited. Okay, now if I click on this about also, see, you can see that it is also visited. We have already clicked it once, means it is visited. So that's why this is also having this color. So we were having four stages, right? First stage is the normal link if we want to show. So that we show with the this link property. Okay. Now why I'm using colon link, that I'll tell you later. For now, just saying that it is link. Okay. Second is the visited one. So if something we have visited, then if we want to change the color, so that thing we can do like this. Now hover and active. So active mostly means what does we mean, that it is active for now, or hover is mostly important. So the link and hover are important. So now if you see, if I'm just dragging my mouse over it, you can see the changes, right? Now here I can just do the color black. If I'm just hovering over it, you will see the difference. And here also color, let me give white. Yeah. See, it is quite visible, like nicely, right? So this is what the four stages of no means links are. Now there are 2 points you have to compulsorily notice. Means remember, first one is that whenever we are talking about this hover, okay. If I am writing hover, then I have to write a link also and visited also. Okay, so before I have written, means if I want to write this hover only, so I have to compulsorily write this a visited and a link. Okay, so this is one rule. Second, a active. So this a active will come after hover only. So suppose if I ask you that I want to write this a active, then what all things will I have to write? So you will say according to the second option, means rule, if I want to write a active, then I have to write a hover also. So but there is another rule, that if you want to write a then you have to write a visited also and a link also. So in a way, if I want to write e active, then all these three I have to write before. Okay, so that's the rule. And one more thing, you have to just remember that this decoration, none, or I can say underline, is mostly used whenever we talk about links. Why? Because we want to remove this underline every time. Okay, so first is this, and second one, let me show you this also. Let's see, this is styling as well. Now you can see, you can add any small, or here also if I don't give border. Okay, let's do not give any border. So how is it looking? Simple means text, right? But now with hover and active means, simply just remember, if I'm hovering it, then see how is it looking. It's looking very peaceful, right? So that is what these CSS do. Okay, it just beautifies these links. Next, we have something about these cursors. Okay, so now cursor, let me just copy this. Let's copy everything and let's see what is happening. So basically, for cursor means, if you notice, see here, this is like some, you see this kind of text. Now here, if you see the cursor, it has got changed. Okay, so that's why how to like change it. So that we will see now. Okay. Now, see, we have simple text here, nothing else. So here you can see auto, crosshair, all these things. Now one by one we will hover over it and see how the cursor is changing. See over, if I do auto, then this is like this. In the crosshair, it is the press sign. Default is are this kind of click. E size, like I want to size it. Next is help. So you can see the question mark assigned to it. Then there is move. Then n size, m size, and new size. N size means in the direction, okay. And this size means in the diagonal direction, basically. And this is the west direction. This is north, this is northeast, this is northwest, just to simplify the directions. Okay, this is pointer. So mostly which is used, this pointer is used, because if I want to hover over some, if I want to click something, means if something is clickable, then this kind of sign should come, pointer one, so that we can know that okay, we want to do it. Then there is this progress. S size means south size, southeast, southwest. Then again text, and we want to resize the width, okay, and then weight, okay. So all these kind of cursors we are having. You just have to means what you need to do is just see all these things for one time, and then remember, okay, we have something like this. So next time, if you want to, suppose you want to have some loading you want to show, so you know that there are two options, this progress and wait. So both of these you can use. Is it clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. So next is list. Okay. We already saw about list, and while we were talking about list, let me just brief you. Yes, in the day two we talked about list. So if you remember, while talking about the list, I told you about these types, right? That this unordered is having one, Roman, all these types, and this unordered is having this disk, color, square, none, all these kind of sizes, right? So that's what we can add, means there we added in the HTML file only, that I want to have this means styling, means what we did, inline styling we did. But here external styling also you can give, and there are a lot of options. Let's see all these. So I'm just going to take it and paste it here. Okay. So basically what I have done on the UL, I have applied this styling. So here I want some UL also. Let me just comment it. So for UL, I hope you remember what we do inside UL. We have LI items, right? So let's say item one, and let me just copy paste it. You can see on the right side how it is getting changed, right? Now let me just open all these things aside. Okay. So here, if you see, um, see, first of all, what I am giving means there are a lot of variations I have. So first is that list style type I want circle. Okay. Since it is unordered list, what kind of options I have? Circle, disk, square, and none. Okay. Now, if I want to give some image, okay, you can even give image also. So here, let's see one image if we are having. See, whenever you want to add any image, okay, I already told you there are two types of links. One is absolute and there is relative link. So here, see, first of all, in the assets folder, I have some links. Okay, so here, first of all, I'll go in the assets. Then from here, let's choose any. So let's say this fonts.png we have used. I think image should be small already. So means basically this is the syntax what you can use. I'll explain you tomorrow by taking another image. For now, it will just take time to resize it. Now, first thing which we saw that we are giving that type of this list style should be circle. So that is done. Now, if I remove everything, what is the default? This is what the default size we will see. Now, second is let's say I want to give it none. So I have given it none, and also let's leave it as well. And one thing what I'm going to do is let me add one div here. Okay, and let me give id equals to container. So here if you see I have simply given one I means I have just put this ul inside one div. Now if I want to change it, let me just give this id container some styling. Let's give it background. Let's give it border 2 pixels solid black. Hello, can you please mute yourself? Hello. Yep. Okay. So now this I have given and let's say width. Okay, I don't care. Now, okay, wait. So see, there are some things. Let me explain you. See, first thing we saw that list typing we can give. So here we can give circle. Another is you can give images. Okay. So here means for now I'm not having any small image. So that we can do, or we can even resize this image as well here by adding some width and height also. So means you can add some images. Then the position you can get it outside or inside. So here, let's say on this UL only I will give. Oh, why is it not working? I'll see to it and check with you tomorrow. Okay. Then there's this list type none which we already saw, and these both are this is like the simple form. Okay, shortcut we can say which we can use. So first of all, we have to write the type. What is the type? Let's say square. Then where you want inside I want an image. What image you want? So this kind of image I want. Okay, so that you can add. Now give me a minute. Okay, give me a minute. I'll just get back to you. Yeah. So let's continue. I hope this is clear. And for this image also, I'll give you example tomorrow one. Okay, while taking the good image. Now we talked about tables also like this. In tables also, have already seen all these properties, right? These border means I want it like this. Width I want, height I want. Then this border collapse we have seen. Okay. Another thing which you can see is, see, I have told you already. Let me just show you. Here, see, when we talked about these tables, at that time we talked about these things also. This border radius collapse. Okay, let's take one example and see it again. So I'm just copying this table example again. Okay, and here, let's say in our HTML file, we will add. Okay, so here you can see the table. Now, if I want to add CSS, okay, let's add some CSS here. So here, let me add this CSS. Now, if you see this width, I have given a lot width. Now it's better. See what I have given. TD means if you see the here what we were having table. Okay, then there is table row means header. For now, I'm just not done anything for the table header. Then we have these TD. TD means all these datas, each cell you can say. Okay, so now on the each cell, what I have given border, I have given 1 pixel solid and black also. Let me specify and let us make 2 pixels so that it can be clearly visible. Yeah, I hope it's clearly visible. Then this width I have given. Okay, height I have given. Height also, let me give 30 pixels so that it can be look lines. Now border collapse, see if I remove it, okay, it is collapsing. Now if I do, we have for this border collapse, let me see, we have two options. One is the separate, which won't work here. So let's give this collapse itself. Okay. Now, if you notice, this text I have given some kinds of text. Let me give it here what's happening. So we have made one call cell. Just remember that we have different cells. Okay, here. Now, in each of the cell, how this text is going to be seen, that I can do. I can even give background color, okay, to these. So if you notice where this background color will be shown, see inside each of these cell, background color will be shown. And also now I can give text align. Already all these things which we learned about the text means the fonts basically. So that things we can apply. We can apply width, all these things, decorations, that all these things we can apply. Here I have given vertical align. So if I give here center, then you notice that it's vertically center. But here if I give bottom, then you can see it is quite bottom to the baseline, right? This is the baseline and it is quite lower to it. Then padding, all these things means what I just said, that whenever, even in the list also, even in tables, everything whichever styling we are learning, you can apply each of these things here. Okay, so that's about the table. For now it's not looking good because of these colors and heading. And also here if you notice that okay, this border has gone. Okay, this border bottom has been applied, that's why. Now if I just remove this border bottom, it will see nice, right? So that's what we will see already. Means you can just do one thing, just revise today whatever we saw about the tables, okay, and then again see these things. Like, you just create the tables. Earlier also you must have practiced by creating these tables, so today also just go through those tables, it means things whatever you have done html, and then try to give some different stylings, play around with the css. Okay, css is the means learning css is the means playing around with css is the only way to learn css basically. Now today there's one interesting thing. Okay, we'll see about the display. Okay, for display let me just take some of the data. 1 minute. Basically just to save time I have already added these stylings here. Now we'll go in our html, and here let's add some stylings. So see, as a style let me just copy. And where do we put a style in our HTML? I hope you remember in the head section, right? So I've just simply copy pasted here, and let me remove these two also, just for the simplicity. Now let's see what is inline. Inline means we have seen inline and block what they are, but today we'll see together. Okay. So here, basically, I have applied all these things on the inline. This span is basically inline block, right? Because it takes only the width which is necessary, which is required to it. So let me just make you see the code nicely. Here, see, first of all, we are having one h2. Then the normal div means anything is written inside this div. Like this, three divs we have made. But here, what's important is see this part. One is this aliquom, which is written, okay, this span we have given and the class A we have given. Then another, this also we have given one span, means this class A, and this is also in span. So means two words we have just put in span, okay. And now some classes we are adding. So now let's see what kind of CSS we want to add here, since we have one. Yeah. So in the left side you can see the text means which we are doing, and here on the left side we'll see what kind of stylings we have done. So in the span A, see, just focus on this div part, first div part only, okay. So span A, what we have given, display inline, okay. Even if I don't give inline, it will not matter anything. Sorry. Yeah, even if I just remove it, it will not do means make any difference. Why? Because already it is inline, okay. So that's the case. Next, some width and height we have given, padding I have given, border blue I have given, and then this background color yellow I have given. That is very basic thing which I have given in every one here. In every div, means for every class I have given this, okay. Only the thing is which you need to notice is this first line. Okay, I hope this CSS is simpler. Are you getting confused, or you can see easily what is going on? Are these
A
CSS
bit confused.
okay confused? Okay, let me just remove all these things. See, for now, you all know that display means span we talked about earlier, that it is inline element only. Okay, so here there are three types of display which I can give: inline, inline block, and block. First, let's see about inline. Okay. Now here, just for the see here, I have given inline to do things, but it is not visible that they have been applied or not. So I just want to highlight them. So see if you notice. First of all, let me give some background color and yellow I'll give, and border also let me give so that it can be visible. So here 1 pixel, solid black. Let me give. Okay. Border we have got, so just see what am I writing on the left side and just see here how is it looking. Okay, now still it is not looking very good or neat and clean, so I'm just adding some padding. Okay, let's add padding 5 pixels. It's a lot padding. Now some width let me give. Okay, so width I'm giving 100%, 100 pixels, and similarly height I'll give 100 pixels. Okay, sorry, this is 100. This is the simple styling I have given. Same styling I will give to this also. Okay. So now both of the all these three are having this styling. Basically, what we are having, we are adding simple border CSS. That's all. Main thing is this inline. Now, if you notice, already they were inline. If I just remove it also, just focus on this first div. Okay. See, no changes are there. Means we can say that display by default, what is the display? It is inline. For what? For this span. Okay. Now talking about this B. Let's come here in the second div. Here, if you notice, again I have added the same span to both of these letters, and but here class I have given B. Okay. So here, if you notice, if I do inline block, okay, it has come like this. Now, see the difference what happens. In case of inline, it does not take any height of it. Even if I do 500, okay, pixels, it will not take height. Even if I do width 900 pixels, see in the previous inline one, it will not get the height of it. Means giving the height and width is just a waste of time. It will not respond to it. Even if I remove it, it will be like this. See? Why? Because inline, just remember what we talked about inline. Inline means they will take the width, whatever is required. Okay? That only space they will take. Therefore, they will not respond to width and height. But this time, I want to give some width. What will I do? Here, I have tried giving them width. See, they are not responding to it. So, for that, there is a solution. You can make it inline block. Now, what happens with inline block? Let's see block first. Okay. With block, what is happening? See, when I give them the display block, two things happen. First of all, whatever height width if I provide, see, if I just remove this height and width now, it will take the entire width. Okay, this we already know. So this block takes entire width, right? And inline takes only the width which is necessary. Next thing, if I give some height and width, okay, they will quickly adapt to it. They have adapted, they have quickly taken this height and width. Second thing is, 2 points only were there. First thing, width, about the width. Second thing, they start with a new line. If I talk about block, they start with a new line, right? So these are the 2 points of talking about the block. Now, with this inline block, what am I doing? I'm just acting very smartly. What I did, I want something of inline also and something on block also. Here, when I talk about inline block, what I want width height. Okay, who gives this width height? Block gives it. Okay, remember. So we have taken this width
Yes.
height from this block. Second thing, what I don't want to start from, don't start from
Next.
line. Okay. So if I don't want them to start with new line, what I will have to take, I will have to consider inline because inline does not start from new line. So if I merge block inline block, okay, these two things will come. Here, if you notice, it is responding to width and height also, and also it is not starting
Yes.
from the new line. Clear now? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, a quick revision. If I talk about inline, it will not start from new line. It will take only the height and width which is required, means which it can take according to its
Yes.
font size. Second is about the block. Okay, there are again 2 points. First point, it will take the entire width, whatever is available. See, if I just remove here width and height, you can notice, see, it is taking the, if I increase this screen,
And it
see, it
is the
will
new line.
take full width, right? So that's what is the case here.
It will take more.
Yeah. And second thing, it will start from the new line always. But if I talk about inline block, we got this opportunity that we can give height and width even to our inline block. See, this span is an inline block now. But if I give it display inline block, it is taking
Yes.
height and width also, and also it's not starting because originally it is inline, and we have given this inline also here. So that's all about this display. And means just think that it is the most confusing thing. A lot of people just get confused what is inline, what is block. So just remember this is example. It is the best one. Okay, just to check.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. It sounds very good.
yeah. So means these stylings also I have added here just for the practice, because this one you should remember this example. Even if someone asks you, just give them this quick example. For example, now if I ask you, give me an example of inline block. What all things do you need to do? Simply see, you have to write some div. Okay, write anything, any rubbish things, and inside it make something like it can be div also, any kind of separation you want to make. Okay, so here let's say you will make it, give it some class. In the class, what you need to do, you just have to show them that if I do display inline, this will happen, display block, this will happen, display inline block, this will happen. And also just to clearly show them for the visibility purpose, give some border, padding, margin, background color, just for the beautification. Okay, that's all. It's all simple, right? Now, we'll talk about this is basically asked as a question only, that what is, if I want to hide something, okay, how can I hide? So let's see. For now, if you notice, these three are the H1, okay, but here let me add some styling. Okay, it is H2. Here, first of all, what I did, visibility hidden, just English thing, visibility hidden, it will not be seen. Okay, second thing is we have is display none. See, did you see some exam means, let me just give some HR tag. HR means horizontal row. Okay, so we were having three H2, H2 this one, H2 this, and H2 this. Okay, now the question which the interviewer asks is, suppose if I want to hide something, I don't want to show something. Okay, what can I do? So see here, first of all, it is visible. Now if I want to hide something, don't want to show it, there are two options. First is display none, you can give, just like we saw about this display block, inline block. Similarly, we have this display none. What it does, it just remove the display, and also it removes it from the DOM. What I mean by it is, see, now it is looking as if this H2 is never present. It was never present, right? It has removed its space. Otherwise, it would have taken some space, right? So this none do, it just remove completely. Okay, it just removes the spaces around it also. It just remove, just think as if there is no H2 here. If I just remove this H2, it will look like this. Okay, similarly, if I do display none, what it does, it do like it is removing it from the code. That is the work of display none. But this display visibility hidden, hello, please mute, yeah. But if I talk about this visibility hidden, what its work is, see, it has hidden it, we can't see any H2 thing. Okay, but still it is taking some of the space. Now if I just quickly go on the inspect, I told you, make your best friend this, inspect your best friend. Okay, it will help you. Now, if I go here and see in the HTML, see, here we are having this H2 inline, display, inline, right? But similarly, if I do go with this none, It will just simply hide it. Okay. And one more thing, I wanted to show you the space. Wait. See here. Now, the space is looking like it is just free space. If you talk about the computed, um, see, this entire thing will be looking as content. Means what happened just that it is hidden. Just means if I want to clearly explain, then you can think that it has been removed. Okay, it has been quite means hidden, just I have put my hand over it, okay, so that you can't see. But I have put my hand means my hand is still taking the space, right? So I have means just hidden it with my hand, but it is still taking the space. But in case of none, if I do none, then it will not take the space also. Okay, so that's the benefit. Okay, I hope both of the difference are clear. Display, it will just remove as if it is not in the code. Visibility, it will hide, but still it will means just leave the space which it was taking. Okay, so this is one common, very common example, which is asked that how can you hide an element. Okay, so these are the two options. And first of all, see how interview goes. They will ask how you can hide an element. You will say I can use display none or I can use visibility hidden. Now they will say what is the difference between display none and visibility hidden. So in that case, you just need to show this. Okay, now this units we talked already yesterday. Positions we will talk tomorrow because now we are lacking some time. Okay, we'll see other options which we can cover. Yeah, this overflow we can cover. Okay, let me take this example. So now I'll just quickly comment all these three divs. Okay, let me paste something here. Okay, simple text I have put here, and now is the turn for some. Okay, give me a minute. Now you can see one thing what I have done. See, earlier if you see, I have simply added some text. Okay, one H2 I have added here. If you notice, this H2 is saying that overflow visible. Then by default this P I have given. Okay, that this simple line, and then this div I have given. Okay, now if you notice in the CSS, what I have done, I have simply added something to this div. Okay, this lower part only. What I have given some width and height. Okay, border I have given, background color I have given. But here what I have given the overflow as visible. That, see, let me just remove this height and width. If I remove height and width, it is taking the entire space. Okay, no problem. But here, if I just give some height and width, it will take that height and width. But see, the text is still, if I just remove the font size, means decrease the font size, let me, hmm, 10 pixels, let us give. See, it has come inside. Okay, but every time we can't do this, na. We can't just remove the font size and make it come inside it. But our requirement is I want only this size of box. And also you need to add this text inside this box. How you will do? See, this text is not visible, means it is overflowing. You can see from the term overflow. Okay, it is overflowing. So by default what happens, our overflow visible is the by default styling. But here there are two three options which I can give. Okay, just see the magic here. For now, just see, I hope all these things are clear. Simple background, height and width and border I have added. Okay, nothing else. Now in the overflow visible, let me give it hidden. In place of visible, let me give it hidden. Now see, whatever is overflowing, that is hidden now. Okay, another is scroll. Okay, in scroll, sorry, in scroll, if I simply add scroll, it will add scroll on both the directions. On left means x direction also and y direction also. But here, if I give simple overflow, means since it is overflowing in y direction, let me give overflow y. So see, it has come here in the y direction, scroll, right? So this is what is about the overflow. See, again I will repeat. Your requirement is, suppose someone sent you this design. I want this design. That this should be the height, this should be the width of this div, and you want to add some content inside it. And your content is so large. It is so large that it will not come inside this text. One option what you had is to simply provide some font size. Okay, you provided those font size, but that is not a good solution. Anyhow, you just put that text inside it, but that text is not readable. So you have to remove, means keep the text size as it is. Now, what you can do is you can use this overflow property. Overflow property comes in two, three phases. First is the normal overflow we saw. Yes, it's hidden. Okay. First was by default, if I don't add any overflow, what it is, the whatever is overflowing, it will be visible. But I don't want to show it. I want to show only this box only. So what I will do, I will give it hidden. Okay. Apart from hidden, you can also give this y scroll. Sorry. See, you can simply give this thing that in the y direction, I want to keep a scroll. Okay, so this solved your problem. Also, similar to this y direction, you can keep on x direction also. But here, since it is not overflowing in the x direction, there's no use of it. So let's keep it y only. I hope this is clear. So here we have seen that overflow has three options. First is this visible, hidden, scroll. Okay. In a scroll also you can do in the x direction also, or only or y direction. Next is this auto. Okay. Now see, for now what we were giving, we were giving by default that I want this either in x direction I want or either in y direction, like this we were saying. But if I use auto, what it will do, it will decide on itself which direction do we want. See, it has not added the lower one. It has not added the scroll bar in the bottom. Why? Because there's no requirement. There's requirement in the top, that's why it is added. So this auto by default it gives that whatever wherever it is required, there it will give. Okay. So these are the four varieties which you can see. Now, again, since you are learning a lot of stylings, you will be confused. Okay, no need to get confused. Just you have to practice all these things. Now, what I mean by practicing, see, I told you about this requirement. Okay, this is the one requirement that you want box of this size and you want to add some text inside it, but that text is coming out. So if it is coming out, you know the solution that there is something like overflow. Now, if you don't remember anything about overflow, just go Google that overflow CSS. Now there you will see all these four options. So there you can read about them that okay, this will do this thing, this will do this thing, and based on your choice, you can pick it up. Okay, so no need to remember. Similarly, earlier we were saying that in the tables, for the table, suppose you are building one table and now you have to style it. No need to worry. You can apply any kind of style, but if you are not getting anything, just Google it. That go table styling. Now here you can see a lot of styling, and based on a lot of options, you can choose some. Okay, so that's how you will learn. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah. All good.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now we'll just see one more thing. Okay. One more topic basically. I hope this overflow is clear. It was simple, right?
Yes.
So here, if you notice, basically what I have done, created three divs. Okay, normal divs. Okay, and in it I have given some kind of background color. Okay, so red background, yellow background, green background. For these three divs I have given. Okay, now just see this thing. Let me just tell you what topic we are going to see. So this topic is about the float. Okay. Earlier, suppose I want to make the nav bar. You all know how the nav bar is. Means if I'm talking about the horizontal nav bar. So on the top, we get different options, right? Side by side. So that is what nav bar we say. Earlier, if I want to keep means display any kind of position, like I want to put it in left side or right side, for that we were using float. And also float is having a lot of issue of its own, means we have to do clear fix, we have to clear it every time. So that is really a lot trouble if we want to use float. Okay, so now what we have got flexbox and grid for it. We can easily design it in normal way. So we mostly avoid using this float. Only in some cases we can use this float, but otherwise we just ignore it. Okay, so that's why I'm not taking a lot in detail of this, but just showing you. Okay, now just let me take this example also. I'll just another file. Let's say 3.html. Okay. You can see one image, right? This image. So basically, what I have done, I have added one paragraph. This paragraph you can see. And here, this image we have added. Okay. That image is having some height width. That's not our case, but okay, there is some image. For now, this image also I have kept unknown, means it is not okay, able to open. I'm not able to open this image. So, how it will be seen? Like this, it will be seen. Okay. And why this pineapple it is showing? See, whatever it is showing, that is the alt tag. That if this image is not appearing, then we have to show this alt tag, alt code. Okay, so this text we will see here. That's the case. Now for this image, simply see that inside this paragraph we have this image. For this image I am giving one small property, which is float right. So see what happens. This image, it was here in the left side earlier. Now it has gone in the right side and it has taken. Let me give some border also here. Okay. Now here I am using inline, so I have to give border like this only. So border, let's say 2 pixels, solid black. See, this is the image. Okay. Now if I just remove this float, you can see it is coming like this here. But if I give float here, See, it has taken this way. Why? Because of the float. So it is just the normal term that it will float on the right side. Now, let's come back to our div example. Okay, I'll just open it with live server now. Here, what we are having three divs. Okay, div 1, div 2, and div 3. Now, what I'm giving, I'm for this, all these divs, I have put them left. Now, if I put this float to right, you will see the difference. But now there's no. For this div one, let me just quickly again repeat. See, we were having three divs. What I have given, simply background color I have given, and some padding as a whole I have given. Okay, simply these things I have given. And also we were having some earlier div also here. So because of it, we are getting this border. Okay, and here also we were having div, na? That's why we are getting border from there. So simple padding I have given. Now I will show you what this float actually do. So basically, what is the by default value of the float? It is left. Every time it is left. But now here in the div 1, remember this div 1 red color. If I give it right, it will go in the right side. See? Similarly, if I just copy it and give it to div 2, it will also go in the right side. Similar to this, if I go, it will also go in the right side. Now, if I just increase it, see, it has all gone, it all has gone in the right side. If we have less space, then it will come in the bottom, but it will go in the right side only. Okay. So this is what we do with divs, with the float basically. Okay. Now I have to every time, now there's one more thing. Before adding float, let me do clear. Okay, I'll just explain with different example. Basically, see, this is what means you can explore about this float. But for now, since we will not use float in a real life example anyhow more, because we have flex means grid, and also mostly we use a lot of frameworks of CSS. That's why means going in depth of this float is not at all necessary. But if you want, we can go it in detail. But it is not necessary because we will never do float again, because again it is associated with a lot of issues. Okay, so means the time has gone. So we saw about this float today, but I am not taking it in very
But
detail.
I'm not taking it very.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
So like if you want it in much detail, you can tell me, otherwise we can see when we see flexbox.
What necessary?
Pardon, I could not hear you.
Yeah, if it is not necessary, then it's okay. We will not go in there
Yeah, so
or
it is
float.
not necessary. Even if it is necessary, means what you need to know is that this is how we give float. Okay, float left, float right. Okay, so there is something which is clear and clear fixed, but that is, if you are not going to use float, then it is also not required. So we'll not covering. But if sometimes if it is useful, then you just Google and see. It is very simple to learn. Okay. But in the flex box, we will again see this type of things, box things and all. So at that time, all these things will make sense. And why we are not using float at that time, I will tell you. Okay. So yeah, that's all for today's. And we saw a lot of things today, right? A lot of stylings. I hope you will just practice all these things.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we'll just end the class here.